Greetings, judges. Good afternoon, everyone. Can everybody hear me all right? Good. I think it's okay. So my name is Tim Tuttle. This is Brett Barros. We're excited to be here to present our company, Expect Labs. Now, in just a few years, we're going to live in a world where the computing devices all around us will pay attention continuously. They will understand what we say in our conversations, and they'll use that information to better anticipate the information that we might need. Expect Labs is building a technology platform to make this possible. And today we'd like to introduce you to our iPad application called MindMeld, which is built on this technology. And it's the first voice and video calling app that actually understands what you say in order to put relevant information right at your fingertips. Now, our team knows a little something about this. Not only does it include PhDs and research experts from places like MIT, Bell Labs, and Carnegie Mellon, but at our previous company, our core team built one of the largest infrastructures ever constructed to extract meaning from streams of audio and video information. This was at a company called Truvio, which was a company that I co-founded, and we grew to become the second largest video search platform on the web, and it was ultimately acquired by AOL. This is my third technology company that I founded since I finished my PhD at the AI lab at MIT. We got excited about this company because our work indicated that this technology had the potential to fundamentally improve how we have conversations. The reason we want to do that is so that we can make painful conversations like this one a thing of the past. Bear with us. Hey, Brett, how's it going?
Hey, not bad. But don't forget we're meeting Marissa Meyer at Blue Bottle Coffee.
Oh, wait, I thought you met with her last week.
No, I already told you I was on vacation last week.
Oh, okay. So let's just go down to Google. We'll meet her there.
Newsflash, she works at Yahoo now.
Right, okay. Where's this place?
Just look it up.
Okay, it's a bit of a ridiculous conversation, but it's to make a point, and the point is I look like an idiot, and Brett is frustrated because I forgot that he was on vacation, I missed the news that Marissa went to Yahoo, and I had no idea this place we were supposed to meet her at. The entire time I would be holding this device in my hand, this great iPad. Wouldn't it be awesome if that device could get me all those facts that I needed and save me in that conversation? So this is exactly why we designed MindMeld, and we'll show you how the exact same conversation works again, but this time we'll do it in MindMeld. Okay, so we'll see if this works. Okay, is it on the screen? Holding it, yes. Connector issues, we'll see if, hold that there. Okay, hold on, I got it. Bear with us. This is an iPad issue, not a MindMeld issue. Okay, there. Okay. So the app needs actually 3 people to operate. So when you buy this, make sure you do it in groups. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So we're going to have the exact same conversation, but this time we're going to do it using MindMeld. I'll try not to break this here. Okay. So I'm going to call Brett inside the application, and we're going to do the exact same call, and we'll see if MindMeld can give us a hand here. So let's see. Okay, there's Brett right there. Hey, Brett, how's it going?
Hey, not bad. But don't forget we're meeting Marissa Meyer at Blue Bottle Coffee.
Yes, so I know about the meeting with Marissa. But first things first, I see you just got back from vacation. Looks like you had a good time in Italy. Welcome back. Now, so for Marissa, I know we're meeting her at Blue Bottle Coffee, but there's a bunch of them that we can meet her at. I assume that we're going to meet her at this one right here, which is in Hayes Valley. That's near the office. And let's see, Marissa Meyer, of course you know she's at Yahoo right now. So I suggest you probably want to watch this video beforehand just to get up to speed. Does that sound like I'm on top of everything?
Sounds awesome.
Okay, good. So I am on top of everything. I have all the facts at my fingertips right now because of MindMeld. So let me explain what's happening here. Okay, so first things first, you slide all the way to the left in the application, and MindMeld is a great way to have a high-quality video voice call with up to 8 people. Now, as you talk, related information is just a swipe. Okay, hold on. So you know they have new connectors now that actually have clips on them that hold this in? Okay. All right. Anyway, so when I first started the conversation, MindMeld showed me information about Brett. And so I saw from the pictures that he posted on Facebook recently that he was on vacation last week, and so I was reminded about that. Now, when he mentioned the meeting with Marissa, MindMeld understood what he said and automatically pulled in related information. So in just a tap, I was able to discover, relearn that Marissa is now at Yahoo, of course, and I was able to confirm that we're meeting her at the Blue Bottle Coffee in Hayes Valley. But here's the best part. When I wanted to show something specific to Brett, all I needed to do was just drag that item to the right onto the sharing panel of the application, and Brett was able to see it instantly on his iPad.
Hey, Tim, you should check out this article Kara wrote yesterday.
Okay, so anything he shares with me, I can see instantly on my iPad as well. And of course, I don't know what that is. Whatever, so there's the sharing panel in this application is a shared workspace where everything that everyone sees is automatically done in real time, and everything's intuitively organized and archived so that you can easily find it later. And this is MindMeld. Thank you. Okay.
Great.
Okay, be careful on touching that. So at first glance, this may seem a little bit like Skype meets Siri, but let me tell you about the technology under the hood that makes this far more powerful. We call it our Anticipatory computing engine, and this goes well beyond simple voice search. What this platform does, in essence, is it analyzes the last 10 minutes of your conversation to anticipate what you might need in the next 10 seconds. It does this by developing a model of what your conversation is about that changes from minute to minute. It does this by analyzing what everybody says, understanding the language to create that model. And then we use that model to proactively find relevant information from across the web so that you have it if you need it. Now, there's 2 years we've been working on this. There's 9 patents that cover the core IP. But what really excites us is the potential for this technology to power this emerging generation of intelligent applications, whether it's the smart panel on your wall that helps you during your business meetings, or the assistant that lives in your glasses and gives you hints as you walk around town. Technologies like what we're developing allow applications like these to pay attention continuously and better anticipate the information that you will need. So this iPad app, MindMeld, will be available in the App Store in October as a voice calling app for the iPad. We'll enhance it later this year to include high-quality video calling as well. And most importantly, we're opening up our developer platform early next year so that developers and third parties can build new applications that take advantage of this powerful technology, things we haven't even envisioned yet. So if you'd like more information, please go to expectlabs.com, sign up for early access, or follow us at MindMeld. Thank you very much.
Great. Judges? Yes, thank you.
Okay, Chris.
Could you talk a little bit about, I'm sure the accuracy of, like, particularly around things like proper nouns, which, where typically speech recognition has some trouble, maybe it's 90% accurate or something, like how you handle that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so the accuracy so we all know for people who've used Siri, speech to text is not perfect. But what we're doing here is very different. I want to make that clear. It's very different than what Siri does, right? We're not trying to answer questions. We're trying to listen passively in the background. And if there's pieces of the conversation that we do understand, we try to use that to help you find information. If we don't understand anything, which happens occasionally, then you're no worse off than when you started. So we think the implementation that we have actually addresses a lot of the shortcomings that an app like Siri might have. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I can also show you a couple other examples. You can get a sense of it yourself. But
yeah, I guess I don't want to go too far into it, but all your examples in the demo were sort of proper nouns or like an address, and I just have trouble seeing how a model of the conversation helps with those, where a lot of the errors would be. But
well, so what you saw there were the things that important concepts and key phrases that we identified as indicative of the subject matter of the conversation. But obviously we understand all the pieces in between. So if you're asking a question, if you say, meet me at a restaurant near Union Square, we can pick up on these things, basic grammar phrases. I mean, okay.
I'll have to try it.
Well, close enough?
It's very cool, and I'm excited to try it.
Thank you.
Can this work with other data sources? So for example, customer lists. You could see, in call centers, this being very, very useful. So can you customize sort of, you said you get the information from the web, or
Yes.
could you get it from sort of like private data sources as well?
Yeah, of course. So when we launch this app, it'll show you information from the general web as well as your social graph. In 6 weeks from now, we'll have your LinkedIn sources, Google Documents, Dropbox, and if third parties use this technology to build enterprise applications, you can easily integrate with your enterprise Outlook server, your corporate data store, whatever. So that's exactly what we would have in mind for
Yeah,
this.
that's great.
Okay, thank you. Other questions?
How do you deal with ambiguity? So Blue Bottle Coffee, there's a few
Yeah.
different locations.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
So we deal with it the same way that Google does, which is we attempt to understand the meaning by doing a relationship map. We have a very large data set of concepts and their association to other concepts on the back end that we attempt to use to disambiguate concepts when we find them, right? So the same techniques. It's not perfect, but it can work in 70% of the time.
So what led it to believe it was the Blue Bottle in Hayes Valley?
So it
in this
knew my
context?
location, obviously, because I'm here in South of Market, and it used that to find local things that might be relevant. Okay, did you have a question? Yeah, okay, all right.
That's a little awkward. Yes, I have a very good question. I'll come up with it soon.
Other questions?
So I have a question while you guys are thinking of it. For privacy concerns, I mean, obviously, routing my entire phone call through your servers, and people object sometimes to like even Gmail doing that. Is this something you see as a potential issue, especially if this is being done in the enterprise?
Yeah, well, so the first thing to be clear is that we don't store any audio information. We don't keep that on our servers in any way. So it's the same as having a phone call with somebody else, right? The information that we do store is obviously the user has to opt in. If there's private sources that we integrate, the user has to give explicit permission for that ahead of time. So I think the privacy concerns are the same as a phone call, and everything beyond that requires explicit permission from the user.
Yep.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. My question's not that good.
Okay.
Well, so obviously everyone you're talking to has to have MindMeld installed as well.
Yeah, that's what I was
So
going to
basically, you're starting from, no? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
well, no, does it integrate with POTS, or is it just app-to-app only? Yeah.
Right, so is there a chicken and egg problem, right? Does everyone need to have it installed to make the app useful? So the answer is no. So if you install it and just by yourself, the only one in the world using it, it'll be useful to you as a way to discover information as you're talking in a conversation. You will still be able to reach everybody in your address book or through your Facebook friend list, so you'll still be able to have a conversation with all the people you do want to talk to. But when you call them, they will use the browser-based version of the application, which is sort of a lightweight version of the application. It has not all the features of the native app, but while they're using that browser-based experience, and if they like the experience, obviously with one click, they'll have the opportunity to install it on their device and upgrade to the full-fledged version. So
how do they get notified that you're trying to initiate a call with them?
So either through Facebook notification system or SMS.
Actually, I think the company has a really interesting potential to exploit viral hooks, unlike a lot of other applications, because we spoke about this earlier, that you're useful to the first person in the world and the only person in the world that uses it. But if you can dial to them and you have all their other contact information already on your device, you can trigger all these other responses, even if it's after the fact.
Yeah.
That you give them a summary of some of the interesting things that happen in the conversation that then encourages them through an SMS link or an email or a post on Facebook that encourages them to download the app as well. It can actually really drive viral growth.
I think that's probably one of the key things that has to be figured out here is how to obviously make it viral so that the network is large enough to make it interesting for anyone to want to participate. And I think the closely related thing is just, I think this is really cool, and I can see using this myself, is the value add that you're getting from the sort of natural language search. Is that big enough to outweigh the annoyance of having to use this brand new network, as opposed to using Skype or Facebook or something that already has a huge installed base?
Yeah.
Because, I can use Facebook and see that my friends are already there, click it, boom, I'm talking to them, dittos for Skype. Here, there's just more friction. So does the benefit really outweigh the friction of trying to create a new network?
So I'd like to be clear that what we're building is a technology platform that third parties like Skype or like FaceTime could potentially use alongside their technology, as well as hundreds or thousands of enterprise applications or general web developers to bake this into their existing communications platform. So this is the first thing. We're not trying to become the app on your iPhone. We've done this very successfully at my last company. We got thousands of developers in the world to use this platform.
So is that the real business model here? Is that this is a proof of concept for you to essentially sell a technology component to?
So I think the big opportunity is that we see that this functionality is going to be something that users will expect to have alongside every conversation they'll have 10 years from now. You'll make a phone call, you put the phone down, it'll show you, you're talking about going to a restaurant, it'll show you a map of the restaurant. You're having a Skype call, you mentioned a news article that you read, or somebody mentions it, it'll pop up on your phone so that you know what the other person is talking about. And it'll become that people expect this, every conversation will have it, and we would like to be the technology provider that powers all those applications, not necessarily just one icon on your phone. Did that answer the question?
Who have you raised money from? Is anyone on stage?
Say that again?
Anyone on stage?
Possibly. So we have awesome seed investors. We haven't announced the full list yet, but there might be some people on stage.
Oh, I have a problem. If there's somebody on stage
Oh,
and
no,
invested in
there's
you,
no one here. Okay, I should be clear.
That's weird.
So, no, let me look. Absolutely not. Nope, no one on stage. No. I was getting confused.
what the fuck was that?
no,
this
roll off
is
like a gesture. Is
Okay.
This is a basic ethics issue. If somebody on stage
there is nobody on stage. I was confused for a moment of where people were formally, where they previously were.
sketchy.
Their previous positions, they might have been invested in.
So you're saying Google Venture?
No, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying nothing of the sort.
Only one person on stage has changed companies recently.
Stop digging.
How did you manage to do this?
Why are your investors secret? What are you trying to hide?
Well, we just haven't announced them yet.
Why?
Because we're
All right,
we're excited to talk about it later.
It was weird, though.
I'll give you a call. I'll tell you all about it. Okay.
We're not investors, right?
Any more easier
Fair
questions?
enough.
than this?
Any other questions about the product, business model? How are you guys making money? You're charging. It's not to use the application. It's through the platform, like API stuff, right?
So
for the platform.
For the platform, obviously, it's free for developers to use, but for lots of usage, we charge based on the volume. And this app eventually will be free in the App Store. We might charge for premium services like archiving of calls and advanced features. No more questions from you.
I have no
more questions.
Yeah, good luck with that. Try enforcing that.
Any other questions from anybody? Thank God.
All right. Well, unless anyone else has another question, that was Expect Labs. It was great.
Thank you
Give
very
it up
much.
for them.
Thank you.